just want to start by saying this is not a very easy video for me to make, and it's on thanks to my friends that have given me confidence to talk about this stuff in public. I just want to start by saying people might notice things are a bit different about me with the hair, and I have had a lot of questions about it for obvious reasons. You know, I've gone from really long to really short, but that's down to what I used to do with it. I used to self-harm, so I used to grab it and pull bits out all over. If I had done it and just ripped clumps out, people would notice, but by ripping little bits out from all over, it meant that people didn't notice it as much. I don't feel like anybody did notice, and I've had to make excuses like, oh, I just wanted it like this, and I just think it suits me. But really it's because I need to get rid of my hair, and people might say, why don't you leave a little bit on top? But again, I could rip that out. But by having it this short, it means that I can't rip any of it out. It isn't long enough to rip out. It's not the only way that I self-harmed. Another way I used to do my knees, legs, I used to hit myself with stuff. By being a football coach, people assume when you get bruises on your knees, on your legs, that, you know, it must be from the football, but really it's just me mostly just hitting myself, and that's what caused bruises on my legs. So if anybody ever did notice those, it will have been from that. There were a few from football, but mostly because I used to hit myself. I do like to hit things, headbutt things, and that's how I self-harmed as well. I used to split out on being angry, but it's because I didn't really feel appreciated or wanted. I just took it out on myself. I know that a lot of people are quite shocked and surprised when I put the first suicide note up. And that day I actually took some tablets, and I guess luckily I was found and the ambulance were called. And it was a very big turning point in my life, that. Because it was the first time that I think people realised that things were bad with me, and that I didn't really want to be here, and that I was depressed. And I think it took a lot of people by shock, but the signs were there, and I guess back then it wasn't as public that people talked about mental health. It wasn't getting the awareness that it does just a couple of years later. It was a very big turning point in my life, because on the suicide note I wrote things that meant when the police came to see me that I'd signed the suicide note, that would have been used in evidence had I actually gone and committed suicide, had it not been found. But by doing that, the police were there when I came, and I was drinking charcoal, and that is one of the worst things I've ever drunk. It's really horrible. But the police came and just asked me to stop that for a second, if they could ask me a few questions, and from there I had an interview the next day. The reason I wanted to talk was because I wrote in there something about being sexually abused when I was younger, and that was from the ages of 10 up to 12. when the actual abuse happened. It's not a very nice subject to talk about, and I won't go in depth in this video. It's not very nice to think about. You know, at 10 years old, knowing what's right from wrong, you go to your parents for that. But when one parent's conducting sexual abuse on you, then you think that's right. But as you grow older, you realise that that's wrong. And there's nothing you can do about it because it's 2, 3, 4 years later. The abuse has already happened. That's why the police wanted to talk to me, because I finally opened up. I finally talked about what I've been through, and I sat in a room for 2, maybe even 3 hours, just telling them every little detail. And let me tell you, you have to go through every single detail, from everything you can remember, every little word, every little feeling, and it's not very nice to go through. Especially as I'd been up most of the night at the hospital, had like 2 hours sleep at the hospital, and a few hours afterwards, and then getting taken away to an interview room to talk about the worst altercation in my life. It's not what I wanted to do, but I knew it was the right thing, and I knew I'd feel better for it in time. I did torture myself over it, like it was my fault that the abuse happened. Like I should have done something about it, and I didn't. I did feel like it was my fault. And it has affected me in many ways. My body image from there on, like I didn't care about myself. Even back then I didn't care about myself, didn't look after myself, you know. Just things like not brushing my hair before I go to school. And just not brushing my teeth before I went to school. Just little things that I should have been taking care of myself, and I didn't, because this was going on, and that's what were on my mind all the time, and I was getting angry, and I still do. I get angry about it all the time, and I lash out, and it's not very nice. But it has affected me, and I didn't really eat properly, which is why I'm so thin, and now I try and eat more, but I'm a lot more active, so it's not working out for me at all. Mentally, it affects me all the time, you know. I'm always thinking about it. It's hard to escape because it's 2 years of my life, and at 20 it's not nice. It's a fairly big proportion of my life that were taken away by that abuse, and even more of my life's been taken away because I can never forget that abuse, and it will stay in my mind forever. It has affected me sexually, in terms of forming relationships as well. The trust isn't there. That feeling of not knowing what's right and what's wrong still affects me, because I had a lot of my childhood taken away there, and it's a time where you should be developing friendships, relationships, and I couldn't because I wasn't confident enough. I still aren't that confident talking to people in that way. In terms of just physically touching people, it's hard because I didn't do that when I was younger, and now I have no time to learn. But there is help, and I will put these sort of things in the description, and just 3 things, which is Calm, which is a charity that helps out with mental health, suicidal thoughts. They have a helpline, they have people you can talk to. Same with the Samaritans, they have a helpline, people you can talk to. 2 very good charities that do a lot of work. And also 999, if suicide is an emergency, if someone leaves a note, you must call 999. Because their life's in danger, and depending on how they go about it, other people's life could be in danger. So it's important that you phone 999, you tell them the situation, and that they can help as soon as possible. I just want to say, anybody that is going through something similar, no matter how little the problem is or how large the problem is, you know, I can talk to people, the helplines can talk to people. I don't mind staying up till the early hours of the morning if I have to, because I know what it's like to feel you're alone and isolating yourself. It's not a nice feeling, and just having that one person to talk to helps. Whether you know them or not, I seem to think it's easier if you don't know them that well, because you can open up more, because they don't know that much about you. I'm just glad I've had the confidence to make this video, because it's not easy, and I just hope people support this, because people deserve to be helped. I think a lot of people deserve credit for me still being here. Whether it's people I've known a very long time, close friends, maybe friends that I don't have anymore, or whether it's a team that I'm leading at the moment. They've been really supportive of me. I've been able to open up to them a bit because I don't know them that much. I just hope people understand why I'm making this video. It's to help others and for people to understand why I'm the way I am. So I hope I portrayed that in the right way. Thank you for listening.